I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a very fundamental and basic question about sine and cosine relation. The question here is, in a right triangle ABC, explain when are the following statements true. So we have three statements here for you. The first one is sine A is greater than cosine A. Second one is sine A is less than cosine A. And then we have sine A equals to cosine A. So you can pause the video, refer to the triangle I've drawn on the right side, which is ABC, where A is the acute angle. You have to explain what are the conditions when sine A is greater than cosine A, or when sine A is less than cosine A, or when sine A equals to cosine A. Here is my suggestion. Now when we say sine A, what do we mean? We are looking from the angle A. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. The side opposite to A will be referred to as small a. Side opposite to B will be referred to small b. Side opposite to C will be referred to C in this particular triangle, right? Now what is sine? Sine A is equals to A over B, right? A over B. And cosine A is equals to C over B. So when we are talking about sine and cosine and we are trying to compare them, then we can actually compare the sides themselves and find the relation. So if I say that sine A is greater than cosine A, it really means that A over B is greater than C over B, correct? A over B is greater than C over B, or that implies that A is greater than C, right? So which I am saying here is the opposite side is greater than the adjacent side. Okay, so that is how you can answer this question, right? Now when is sine A less than cosine A? Sine A will be less than cosine A if A is less than C, following the same condition, right? And they will be equal if A equals to C. That means opposite side is equals to adjacent side, right? So that is one way of explaining it. Another way to explain the same thing is that the ratio tan A can be written as sine A over cosine A, right? So if tan A equals to 1, that means sine A equals to cosine A, right? So in this case, tan A will be equals to 1. If sine A is less than cosine A, then tan A will be less than 1. And if sine A is greater than cosine A, in that case, tan A will be greater than 1. So we are talking about acute angle A. Perfect. So that is how you can explain. So there are different ways to explain it. Or you can write in terms of opposite and adjacent side. You can say opposite side is greater than adjacent side, right? Since both are ratios to hypotenuse. If it is less, then we say opposite side is less than adjacent side in a right triangle, right? If they are equal, that means opposite side is equals to adjacent side, right? If they are equal, we are talking about isosceles triangle where angle A is equals to 45 degrees, correct? So we could say that if angle A is 45 degrees, they are equal. But if angle A is greater than 45 degrees, then sine A is greater. But if angle A is less than 45 degrees, then sine A is less than. So there are so many different ways in which we can explain the same thing. So as you can see from this video, that we can explain when will sine A be greater than, equal to, or less than cosine A in so many different fashions, depending on the sides, depending on the angle, or depending on another ratio, the tan ratio. I hope that helps. Thank you.